Do you know that if you visit like 5 different houses on Sundays in Cameroon, you're likely gonna be served groundnut soup? Should we even talk about Christmas? Nah, because I remember eating different varieties of groundnut soup on that day. Now come, let me show you how to prepare authentic Cameroon groundnut soup. Let us start off with an already cleaned chicken, and this is my first time of using chicken actually in groundnut soup. That's because that was the only available option. You can actually use fish or steak or whatever protein. So season the chicken with some salt and some Maggi, and then add in a little bit of thyme. So the chicken I'm using is very hard or strong. It's more like country fowl or native fowl, which means it requires enough time to be cooked. So cover that chicken with enough water and then cover and let it cook. Now while the chicken is cooking, here are some granules, and this is about 2 cups of granite, and you can see it is the red color type, which is so very tiny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roast this granite on low heat. If you know groundnut soup, you know that if you take your time to roast your groundnuts, then your soup can really be so creamy, and we all love creamy groundnut soup. You know your groundnuts are ready when you rub some in between your fingers and they just easily peel off. Now that the groundnut is roasted, we're going to set it aside for it to properly cool down. So let's go back to the chicken, and you can see the chicken still has enough water, which means it requires more time again to be cooked. And I'm going to add in some ground garlic, ginger, and some basil leaf, just to enhance the flavor. And then I'm going to add a little bit of more water and then cover that and let that to continue cooking. So while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead to prepare the other ingredients for the soup. Finally, chop 5 fresh tomatoes and 1 medium-sized onion. Then you're gonna keep that aside. Back to the granite, we're just going to grind this granite. Anyways, you can choose to blow off the peelings or you can just leave it on. I left it on. Now this is the Rolls Royce of machines, kitchen whip. Let me tell you, if you have this machine, then you don't know what you have. You have a very priceless thing. I haven't been eating groundnut soup now for some time because I didn't have this. When I saw this, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, long time no see. I have to make groundnut soup. I have to make groundnut soup. If you grind your groundnut in this machine, just know that that groundnut soup is going to be delicious. After grinding it, you're just going to add some hot water onto the groundnut and then mix it into a smooth paste. Once that is done, we are going to start off with the next process, which is to cook the groundnut soup. We're going to heat up some oil and a pot, and then we are going to add in some onion, and then we are going to add in the tomatoes and fry until the taste of the tomato is no longer sour. So once that is done, we're just going to pour in the chicken and everything that comes with the chicken, the stock. Add some more water and then add in the groundnut paste. Stir that for a little while until everything comes together. And now we're just going to let that to bubble up and continue to simmer on a low heat. Groundnut soups can actually be so thick, and that is if you properly roasted your groundnuts and then you grind them properly. So I added some more water because if it cools down, it's going to be really thick. So you want to make sure you add enough water, and then you're just going to adjust to the taste by adding more salt or more seasoning. And once that is done, you're going to let that to cook again until everything becomes so creamy and nice. I went in with some hot pepper, habanero, chili, or scotch bonnet pepper. If you have your groundnut soup without pepper, it isn't going to be so fancy. So I added that pepper and then I let that to continue cooking. Now, what is groundnut soup when you don't add the greens or those green leafy vegetables? So I Finely chop off some green leaves of your choice and then add that to the soup. This is just to contrast the color, so our groundnut soup should not look so plain. Now we're just going to let that to cook for like 5 minutes again, and boom, the groundnut soup is ready. You can serve this with rice, which is most common, and then you can actually serve it with some plantains, boiled plantains, and then you can even have it with gari. So guys, this is Cameroonian groundnut soup. So enjoy. A bon appetit.